Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am super excited to be here with the authors of the book is Manifesting Bullshit. We are here today to discuss the book itself, what their goals are, what they're working towards, and just really get to know these authors a little bit more and get to know a bit more about some of the concepts that they presented in the book. So thank you, Cindy, Kaitlyn, and Kimberly for joining me today. It's really great to have you ladies here.
Great to be.
Hello.
And so to get started, how are you guys feeling? I guess I just want to know a little bit about how are you feeling now that the book is out? You've hit some bestseller categories in different countries. Like, how are you feeling?
Super excited. Really great and proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say I'm just really proud of the girls. I'm just so happy for them and really proud that we were able to do this together.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So to get started, I was hoping each of you could share just a personal experience of manifesting that had a significant impact on your life, and how did it change your perspective on manifesting?
So, in my life, before I even really discovered manifesting, I had always said that I would meet someone in high school, we would get married, we would have a beautiful family, and our love would last forever. And, after I got out of high school, I didn't really think that that had happened. But then, about 3 years, once I started my manifesting journey and I realized that that's what I was manifesting, then it came true and I ended up marrying my husband, who I did meet in high school, and now we've got our little daughter Emily, and we're doing great. So
Awesome. Love that. Cindy, you want to go next? Do we think Cindy's frozen? All right, we'll get Kimberly to go next.
I have manifested a lot in my life, and it was really hard for me in the beginning because I thought, man, I keep trying and trying and, nothing's working, but I wasn't taking all the steps to do so. But once I started taking all the steps to do so, I manifested this life, of me and my husband and my two kids. And it all came true. It all, like, I have all of it. Everything I ever wanted, I have, which is absolutely amazing.
Congratulations. I love that.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll talk to, oh, I think Cindy's back. Give me 1 second. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Glad you were able to come back. So would you be able to share a personal experience of manifesting that had an impact on your life, and how did it change your perspective on manifesting?
I would say that there's so many. I can't even tell you how many there are. But I would say really gratitude. Once I figured out that gratitude was really something that I needed to learn about myself and be grateful for what I already had, then things really started to shift into my favor.
Awesome. Now, Cindy, another question for you. So as the person who introduced the concept of manifesting to your daughters, what inspired you to explore this idea, and what made you persist despite initial skepticism?
I would say it was certainly just desperation. I had left an abusive marriage and I was a single mom and I'd been working really hard, putting myself through college. I worked 2 jobs and then I was kind of trying to get myself to a better, more successful place. And I kept hitting roadblock after roadblock. And was selling plasma for a while, 2 times a week, just to like kind of get groceries in the house and kind of get us those extra little experiences that we could have, like maybe having an appetizer at a restaurant. So I was really at a desperate place in my life where I just really want to level up. We were doing fine, like our electricity or water was never cut off or anything like that, but we were just not, I wasn't getting to the level I really wanted to be at. And so that's whenever I decided to go back and explore manifesting. And once I did, I was just so sad that it didn't work the first time, but once I figured out the gratitude component, it really started to work for me and then in my life. And so then once I started seeing how all of that was really working, I went ahead and started to tell the girls about, like, hey, look, this is how you do it. This is what it is, and it's really working for me, and I think it'll work for you too.
Awesome. Kimberly and Kaitlyn, could you describe the most challenging moment in your life where manifesting played a pivotal role in helping you overcome an obstacle and achieve success?
Definitely. So whenever I was in high school and getting out of high school, I joined the military, and I still didn't really believe in manifesting. And so I was in like a really dark place where I didn't have any self-confidence. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was just lost in general. And so once I started manifesting and I learned to love myself and positive thoughts and gratitude and be grateful for everything that I have, it ended up changing my life for the better. I became a more confident person. I learned to love myself. And on top of that, I started getting all the great things in life that I had hoped for.
Awesome.
One big thing, I was struggling really, really bad of I couldn't find my place. You know, everybody has their own place in this world and where they fit in and where they don't. And I was having a really hard time finding my place. So I was struggling a lot in my personal life and finance wise. So I was just struggling a lot. And I was talking to on the phone with my mom one night, and she told me, you know, you have to think it, believe it, and feel it, and you can have it. So I started, you know, manifesting a better image for myself and the stability in myself to put out there. And it changed my whole life. The confidence came, the appreciation and the gratitude, and it just put me in a way better place than where I was.
Oh, amazing. And now you ladies are working on collectively manifesting something together that I would love for us to talk to our audience about. So your book is out and now you are going for a New York Times bestseller title. Talk to me about that. How does that feel? What are you doing to manifest that?
I would say it feels fantastic. It's super exciting. And I know that the girls and I have a strategy on what we're going to do to get there. And so, really, one of the things that people often think about manifesting is that you just, you know, it just shows up. You just decide what you want, and there it is. Boom. New York Times bestseller, but that's not really how it works. What you have to do is set a goal. And for us in this case is setting that goal to be New York Times bestsellers with this book. And in that comes a lot of responsibility and a lot of steps that have to happen, a lot of things that we have to do. So we collectively have a plan along with the PR team there at She Rises Studios to really be helping us get the message out about this book, let other people experience it and relate to it. And so just really taking those actionable steps to get us to that manifesting goal of New York Times bestseller.
I definitely agree with that. We've done a lot of things about it, and manifesting is really working hard. So we're setting that goal. We're believing that we have it. We're putting up pictures of us having it on our little wall to make sure that we can see it every day and put ourselves in that place. And then we're also discussing different avenues we could take to help achieve that goal. Because we can't just be like, we're going to be New York bestsellers and do none of the work. That's not how manifesting works.
Mm-hmm.
So true. So tell me a bit, what was the hardest part of writing this type of a book?
Trying to find something where everyone can relate. And the best way that we found to do it was put our stories out there and how we came from nothing. We came from a rough background growing up with a single mom. We had great times, but we didn't have necessarily everything that we wanted, all the luxuries of life. And so we were able to show that this is where we started, and we started manifesting, and look at how much better our lives are. And we really thought that that would probably be the best way to show everyone that no, it's not bullshit. It's true. It's realistic. It's everyday life. It happens. You're probably manifesting and you don't know it.
So true. So true.
Yeah, I agree with what Kaitlyn said. I think that all of us kind of, when I went from trying to figure out, am I going to make this another story or am I going to make this actionable items? And ultimately really just decided like, hey, just being real, being yourself, sharing your own personal experiences, and then giving those little tips is the way to go. Nobody wants to be told what to do. Nobody wants to say, do this, do this, do this, and that'll work, because with manifesting, it doesn't work, because it has to be in your own way, in your own time, and you design how it's going to work for you. So each person has to do it, learn how to manifest in their own way. And so I love the fact that our book gives you those 3 different perspectives of how it worked for us. And I think our primary message in this book is that you can too. You know, really the whole theme throughout the whole book is it doesn't matter your past circumstances, it doesn't matter your current circumstances, you can. And we can prove it because the 3 of us didn't come from perfect circumstances. And yet here we stand before you today, really being able to show that we have been able to rise above and now become best-selling authors.
Awesome. So many readers, or not readers, but many people are skeptical about the concept of manifesting. So how do you address those doubts, or based on your experience, how would you address their reservations?
It's perfectly logical to be reserved about something that has been explained time and time again as magic.
Yeah.
And I understand because I was there. So the best way to see if it truly is manifesting is a real thing and you can do it yourself is to start trying, and don't just believe that things are just going to happen to you. Start loving yourself, working on yourself, and building yourself. And then you'll see all your manifestations coming true because you worked for them.
Yes. And I believe, manifesting comes from, actionable, inspired action. It can't just be you're just wanting something. It's inspired action. And so when people tell me they don't believe in manifesting or they're not sure about it, I just say, you're right. Because ultimately, whether you decide it's true or you decide it's bullshit, you're right. Because if you believe it's bullshit, then you're going to find all the ways to make sure you prove to yourself it's bullshit. But if you believe that it is, in fact, a tool that you can use, you'll find all the ways to make it happen.
Wonderful. So the New York Times bestseller campaign is running the first week of November. So that's pretty exciting. And what is one thing that you hope readers take away from your book?
Growth. You learn something new every day, you grow. And as you do that, you better yourself. And it doesn't matter what your past is. You can always be the person that you want to be as long as you work for it, you do your best, and strive for bigger and better things.
And mine would be action. Yeah, it would just be, I want everybody who reads the book to actually realize that they need to take action to create the life of their dreams. Manifesting is a great tool and it can help you with that, but they really need to understand that it requires inspired action. There is no dream, there is no wish. And like Kaitlyn said earlier, I think that that's one of the things that manifesting has against it is that there's been so much woo-woo, make believe terms and things spoken about manifesting that it really has kind of put a bad taste in some people's mouths, making them think that it is bullshit. And so I just hope that they can read the book and realize that they really are in control of their lives and they really can manifest the life of their dreams, no matter what their circumstance.
And mine would be you could read something and hear something all day long, but if you're not ready to receive the knowledge and use it properly, then it's not your time. So you would have to wait until you're absolutely ready to try. Because I tried for a long time, but I was not ready. So just try, keep trying. Just like if you fall down, get right back up and try again.
I love that. Because honestly, what's the worst that can happen, right? You incorporate some gratitude, you incorporate some goals, you incorporate some good stuff into your life.
Right.
That in and of itself is adding some, positivity and adding,
Yes.
a different perspective. So
Yes, and I'm glad you said that because that was one of the things that I had decided. Like I had mentioned before, I had tried manifesting and nothing. I tried everything to the T and nothing worked. And then when I found out that the gratitude component was really where the magic was, action and gratitude, I immediately was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do it full force. I'm just going to be grateful for everything I already have. And even if nothing else happens, I'm going to feel better inside. And it is so true immediately. I used to worry. I used to be a chronic worrier. And that's one of the things that I share in my part of the book is just worrying and worrying and worrying about things you can't change, worry about things you said in the past, worry about things you did in the past, worry about things that have happened, things that might happen, things that are going to happen, things that could happen. It was just constant worrying. And what I realized is that I was wasting my time. I was spending so much of my time wasting my time. And so once I stopped doing that and I started being grateful for what I already had and I stopped the worrying, it really just changed how I felt inside. And it really just made my life experience, if nothing else happened, my life experience became 100 times brighter.
Definitely being grateful and self-positive are the main things that help me out in this journey. And I hope everyone can find that. I know sometimes it's a rough path, but finding that is what's going to ultimately help you in your life.
Because nobody else will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. You know, if you don't believe in yourself, and nobody else can believe in you either, because you're the person who you're going to talk to the most in your life, regardless of who you come in contact with. You're always there every night when you lay your head on that pillow. You are stuck with you, and the sooner you start to love yourself and be proud of yourself and believe that you're a good person and know that you're a good person, the sooner more positivity is going to flow into your life.
There will always be someone who doubts you. Don't let it be you.
Yeah, that can inspire you too.
Right?
A challenge accepted.
It's like Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
That's right.
So, because I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, how you see the world and other people is your projection of how you see yourself. So, like Cindy was saying, when you start to love yourself, when you start to feel grateful for yourself and for the things you already have, then the lens through which you're projecting becomes a little more pink.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%. Well said.
So awesome, ladies. Well, congratulations on your book being out now, right? I mean, it's already hit bestseller categories in multiple countries in ebook form. You've got the paperback coming out. People are buying the ebook and, loving it. So that's amazing. Congratulations, ladies. And you've got your New York Times bestseller campaign coming up the first week of November. So a lot of exciting things going on for you, ladies.
Yes, very exciting.
Yes, so exciting. We're so grateful that the book is really resonating with people. That was one of our primary goals, was for it to help people and for people to be able to read it and resonate. And so that's so great to get those comments and those emails and the contacts on social media, people just being super inspired and super excited about the content of the book. And, I love it whenever someone gets on and quotes back to you a section of the book that you wrote and you're like, oh my goodness, wait, I wrote that. Hold on. And it's a good feeling.
Awesome. So if for those our audience members, if you haven't picked up your copy of the ebook, it's Manifesting Bullshit. It is available on Amazon now. And everybody, make sure you mark your calendar for the New York Times bestseller campaign running the first week of November. The paperback will be out. We are going to be looking to all of you to pick up your copy and help support these amazing women as they manifest their goal of becoming New York Times bestsellers.
Yes, thank you so much for having us on today. We really enjoyed it. And if anybody wants to know more about me or either of the girls, they can go to my website at cfviews.com and you can click the drop down and there'll be more information about Kaitlyn, more information about Kimberly, and all the information you want to know about me. And we're super excited to have you read the book. Please do share your, social links with us. Please do reach out, email, messenger, whatever. We're happy to chat with you about what you read in the book and hear your feedback.
Amazing. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you making time today, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Bye, Angela. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.